And denial comes at a cost. Because when you constantly repeat to yourself, "I'm fine, everything is okay," when it's not, you're lying to your own brain. You're building a fake reality. And sooner or later, that illusion breaks. And when it does, the crash hits harder than you can imagine. Depression, anxiety, burnout, all hidden under layers of forced smiles. Now let me tell you a story. A woman named Julie lived her entire life by the rule of positivity. No matter what happened, she said, everything happens for a reason. When her relationship fell apart, she smiled and said, I'll manifest something better. When she lost her job, she told herself, this is the universe preparing me for greatness. On the outside, she looked strong. On the inside, she was breaking. Because every time she told herself to just think positive, she was silencing her real feelings. She never gave herself permission to grieve, to process, to feel. And one day, it all exploded. Panic attacks, depression, the very things she was trying to escape. This isn't just Julie's story. This is millions of people today. People who are told by influencers, books, and gurus that their mindset is everything. Change your thoughts and you'll change your life. Sounds powerful, right? But let me ask you something. If positive thinking really worked like magic, why are so many positive thinkers still broke, stressed, and unhappy? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Positivity without action is fantasy. It's daydreaming dressed as self-help. And it's addictive. You watch a motivational video, you feel good for 5 minutes, and then you go back to the same problems. Nothing changes. You repeat affirmations like a mantra, but your reality stays the same. Why? Because you can't think your way out of reality. You have to face it. And this is where the dark side reveals itself. Toxic positivity convinces you that negative emotions are bad, that anger, sadness, fear, they're signs of weakness. But what if I told you the opposite is true? What if your negative emotions are actually the key to transformation? Think about it. Anger tells you something is unfair. Fear tells you something is dangerous. Sadness tells you something matters deeply. These emotions are signals, not enemies. When you silence them, you silence your own truth. But society doesn't want you to hear this. Why? Because positivity is profitable. The self-help industry is worth billions. Books, courses, seminars, they all sell you the same dream, that your happiness depends only on your thoughts. And people buy it because it's easier to believe in a magical solution than to face uncomfortable reality. But in the end, you stay stuck in the same cycle, motivated, disappointed, repeat. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're drowning in debt. You wake up every morning repeating, I'm wealthy, money flows to me easily. You post affirmations online, you visualize yourself rich. But the bills keep coming, the collectors keep calling, and deep down, you feel like a failure. Why? Because positive thinking without strategy is delusion. You don't need more affirmations, you need a plan, discipline, and sometimes professional help. And here's the dangerous part. When positive thinking fails, who do you blame? Yourself. You think, maybe I wasn't positive enough. Maybe I didn't believe hard enough. You internalize the failure. And that's how toxic positivity becomes a weapon against you. Instead of motivating you, it makes you feel guilty for being human. So what's the solution? Do we throw away positivity completely? No, positivity is powerful. When it's real, when it's grounded, when it's combined with action. The problem isn't positivity itself, it's the illusion that positivity is enough. Real growth starts when you accept both sides of yourself, the light and the dark. When you allow yourself to cry, to scream, to admit, I'm not okay. That's not weakness, that's courage, because only when you face reality can you change it. True positivity isn't forcing a smile. It's saying, yes, things are hard. Yes, I feel pain. but I will still move forward. That's resilience. That's strength. And let me tell you something most positive vibes influencers will never admit. Pain is the greatest teacher. Some of the strongest, most successful people in history didn't grow because they ignored their struggles. They grew because they faced them head on. Think about Oprah, who faced poverty and abuse. Think about Steve Jobs, who was fired from his own company. Think about Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison. Do you think they just thought positive? No. They embraced the pain. They used it. They transformed it into power. Now ask yourself, what pain are you ignoring right now? What truth are you covering with forced smiles? What emotion are you burying under positive vibes only? Because that's the very thing that could set you free if you stop denying it. Here's the bottom line. Positivity is not about denying reality. It's about facing it with courage. It's not about saying everything is fine. It's about saying, even if things are not fine, I will keep going. That's the real secret. So the next time someone tells you to just think positive, remember this. Positivity without action is illusion. Positivity without truth is toxic. Don't let the culture of forced smiles steal your humanity. You are not a robot. You're not meant to be happy all the time. You're meant to be real. And when you're real, when you face both your light and your darkness, that's when transformation begins. That's when positivity becomes powerful. That's when life finally changes. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Because the truth is, most people are trapped in the illusion of positive thinking. And maybe, just maybe, this could be the wake-up call they've been waiting for. Have you ever been told to just think positive when everything in your life was falling apart? Sounds inspiring, right? But here's the dark truth no one talks about. Blind positivity can actually destroy your life. It can keep you stuck, make you ignore reality, and even push you into depression. Shocking? That's exactly what I'm about to expose today. Because positive thinking isn't always the solution. It can be the trap. Think about this. How many times have you forced yourself to smile when you wanted to scream? How many times have you posted something happy online while inside you were drowning? We live in a culture obsessed with positivity. Good vibes only, stay grateful, manifest your dreams. But what if I told you this mindset is not only fake, it's dangerous? Because here's the truth. When positivity becomes an obligation, it's no longer positivity. It's toxic. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize it's happening. They think they're being motivated, but in reality, they're being silenced. They're ignoring their emotions. They're numbing their pain. And pain ignored doesn't disappear. It grows in the dark. You see, positive thinking started as a powerful tool. Psychology proved that optimism can help you recover faster, achieve more, and even live longer. But like any tool, when abused, it backfires. Imagine trying to fix every problem with a hammer. Sometimes you need a scalpel. Sometimes you need to admit the wound exists before you can heal it. But positivity culture tells you to deny it, to push it away, to smile through it. That's not strength, that's denial.